Hi everyone, my name is James with Silvas Speaks, and today I'm going to share a story with you about a woman who before had just been living a life that wasn't to her fullest potential. She wasn't feeling the passion and the energy that she wanted to feel on a daily basis. And through her journey, she's really harnessed skills and a different mindset that's really helped her push through and overcome those limiting beliefs and help her live the life that she's always wanted to live. Now, she started multiple businesses, which are all successful, but the one we're going to talk about today is an international business, and it's called Mad Hatter. And this is something that really speaks to her. She's very enthusiastic about it. It really fills her with passion, and it's what gets her up in the morning. And not only is she able to do that, but she's able to sustain healthy relationships with her friends, being a loving and caring mother to her two beautiful daughters, and to be able to exercise 5 days a week, which is truly unbelievable. And so I'm really excited to be interviewing Tina today. So Tina, welcome.
Thanks, James.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to start with a few questions.
Okay. Before that, I guess I was just kind of like coasting through life, just kind of meeting the day-to-day demands, not really doing everything I knew I was capable of doing. And then I just started realizing that there was just something inside me that was just feeling like, I wasn't living my full potential. I wasn't really growing. And so to me, if I wasn't moving forward, then I was, moving backwards. And I was interested in just, setting some goals and just really realizing the potential that I felt like I had inside myself. And so that's about when I started working with Silvas Speaks. And I think that at that point, I really had more of this mental shift where I found that, we talked about just, waking up and being grateful for things in the morning. So
Right.
Just waking up thinking of like the 3 things I was grateful for. Soon I would wake up in the morning and automatically my mind would go to 3 things I was grateful for without even remembering to do that. And then I started finding throughout the day too, my focus just shifted to where the things that I started to see were things that I was grateful for. And I could be in a situation where, things weren't even going that great, and I'd be like, wow, look at this is so awesome. I have this, it's going well. I have this, it's going well. And I just found that the more I focused on that, the more that those things came to me too. And how by shifting that focus and just kind of putting a different meaning to things, how it just made me happier. And then along with that, it just changed, like my girls behave better when I'm happier,
Sure.
And the people around you just are different when you're happy.
Absolutely.
You just attract different people when you're happy versus when you're not happy. And I think the most interesting thing for me was that, you no longer, I just saw like the shift to where too, like even friends and things that people would talk to me about were no longer negative. And I think that it just came to the point to where I was so focused on the positive and being happy that people weren't comfortable just being negative around me anymore, which only helped to fuel it even more into just making it more of a lifestyle or more of a reality rather than something that I was consciously having to be aware of.
That's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. So I'm sure the audience is dying to know what Mad Hatter is. They're like, I've waited so long. So tell us what it is and how you got started.
Okay. When I was about 13, I think, I went to a county fair and they had looms set up and there were people there that were weaving.
Right.
And so when I got into baby wearing and just, which is just the practice of instead of putting your child in a stroller everywhere you go or kind of carrying them around in a car seat, just keeping your baby close.
Right.
And trying to nurture that attachment with your child, which carries out with them throughout their whole life.
Sure.
So, and psychology shows that the first few years of a child's life and if they can feel attached during that time and feel secure, it's going to be something that they'll carry with them their whole life. This is a gift that you can give your child within the first few years of their life, right? And so, baby wearing really promotes that by allowing you to keep your child close while keeping day-to-day, meeting your day-to-day demands, whether you're caring for another child. For me, I own a few businesses, so I would wear my baby to work. I went to work a few weeks post having my child, and I took her with me, and I would wear her while I worked. But so I started getting into this baby wearing community and seeing these hand woven wraps, and I kept thinking about this experience I had when I was 13, and I went and I was around the looms, and just the way that it made me feel. my mom, I mean, she kept telling me, she's like, we gotta go. There's animals you could pet or whatever, and I was not interested in that. I just kept looking at these spools of yarn, and I was looking at the fabric that they were making from it, and I kept telling the lady, I was like, so you take thread, you're just taking these strings, and you put them all together, and now you have this beautiful fabric. Like, that's incredible to me.
Right.
Like, and so when I started seeing hand-woven baby wraps, I just kept thinking, that's something I could do. And just that feeling that I had back when I was 13 just kept coming back to me. So I found myself looking, I started reading about weaving, I went out and found someone to kind of teach me some about weaving, and I started watching, YouTube videos about it, started taking some DVDs that would teach weaving, all without having a loom. And so then finally I decided, okay, well, I'm going to get a loom. I've been meeting with a mentor who's been showing me how to do it for a while. Got a loom, ended up moving to Las Vegas, and so I found a mentor here to help me get everything started.
Sure.
And it's something that stuck out to me is every time she would come over, she would tell me, she was like, I know that weaving is part of me. Like, she's like, this is just who I am. It's part of who I am. And she's like, and sometimes you meet people, and she's like, it can be really difficult to learn. The art can be really difficult to learn. And she's like, and you can just tell who's going to stick with it and who's not. And she's like, I feel like it's part of you, like it's part of me. And that just was such a huge compliment to me. And it just really stuck out to me because it was something that just it was something I never felt like I had to fight to be able to do. Like, It was very natural.
So I guess what makes you special, or what's your little touch on it?
There were the hand-woven wraps that I had seen in the past were all like tabby weave or plain weave. And I kept thinking, if I'm going to make fabric, my fabric's going to have hearts on it, because if my fabric has hearts on it, that represents love. And to me, that's what this is supposed to represent. When you're carrying your child, the meaning should be coming from a place of love. And if I was going to send something out into the world, I would want whoever receives it to feel love. For me, it's having the chance to show kind of who I am as an artist.
Right.
And put into the fabric like color combinations that really speak to me. But more than anything, I mean, just when you're weaving, it's such a therapeutic art.
Sure.
And I just feel like that whatever I'm feeling or whoever I am, whoever's creating that is translated into the fabric.
Like the feelings and the thoughts that you have while you're making it is what's in the fabric, so to speak.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I believe in.
That's
and
awesome.
And I talked to my friends about that, and some of them were kind of like, okay, like the whole idea of baby wearing and such to some of my local friends is very odd.
Right.
And the fact that I'm weaving and I'm pretty young to be weaving, because most people who weave are older. So they all kind of think it's a little bit weird, but when they come, I mean, I'll have them go over with me when I'm creating something, and they totally get it once they see it. They're like, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience. I mean, I don't think that anyone can put so much effort into something and not have it become kind of like part of them.
Right.
And so I definitely feel like that the emotions that I feel are woven like into the fabric, that's something that those will carry with them to the place that they go next, to the place that they go after that. And for me, most definitely, if Mad Hatter isn't representing love and just promoting that attachment and really promoting for mothers and caregivers to follow their intuition in responding to their child and really nurturing that attached bond early on, then Mad Hatter's not serving its purpose.
Got it.
Like, that is our purpose. That is what people should feel when they have it.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you're really inspired by what this woman has done, and take what she said and apply it to your life, because these are principles that have worked tremendous wonders for her, and I'm sure they could do the same for you. And if you would like to reach us, you can reach me at james@silvaspeaks.com, and you can reach Tina at
Mad Hatter Warped and Woven at gmail.com. We're also on Facebook under Mad Hatter Warped and Woven, and then on Instagram under Queen Hatter.
Awesome. Remember, anything's possible, and go out there and create the life that you've always wanted to live.